everybody, welcome to Buffalo Plus and welcome to the YouTube page. Mike Catalana, Dan Fates, and there's Jenna Cottrell in Orchard Park. She was the lucky one. She got to watch the game in person today. All right, Jenna, nice, simple, quiet game. Not a lot going on, was there?
I mean, at the half, we thought, okay, we know how this game's going to go. The Bills are going to cruise. Wow, I can't believe that we had it being such a close game. Then the third quarter happened. Then the fourth quarter, when the Rams scored 29 unanswered points. We were looking around the press box saying, what is happening? And we know, we've seen so many Bills games that we know how it's going to end. The Bills are going to end up fumbling down the stretch. The Rams are going to be able to win this one. But seeing Josh Allen once again lead that fourth quarter comeback, that's his 10th game-winning drive, and I think everyone was just asking themselves, I cannot believe this guy did it again.
Yeah, he did it, Dan, but
I thought Jenna said it best. She tweeted this game was drunk. That's what this game was. Like, it was, the Bills were completely dominant. Jenna had a good tweet. How about that? The game was completely dominated by the Bills. They not only that, they came out in the third quarter, which they were highly criticized for their slow starts. They march down the field and score. They had four straight touchdown drives. And then an interception, whether it was an interception or not, really changed the momentum of that game, Mike.
Yeah.
And whether or not you want to talk about calls in this one, the Bills just didn't play well.
No, they didn't. Now, look, they made that play in the beginning of the third quarter. Then I think they looked up on the scoreboard and said, wait a minute, it's the third quarter. We're supposed to play lousy.
Yes.
And then they played lousy. I didn't like the call on the interception. It was a bad call, bad review. But they would have been facing third and long and might have had to punt. They let him go down the field. But the call they got on the last drive, be happy, Bills fans, because that was borderline. If it went the other way and it was against the Bills, Dan, what would they be saying?
You'd be begging for a call, but no matter which way, if you're on the Rams side, you're screaming that that's not a good call. But it went both ways. I think that if they don't initially throw that flag, they're going, okay, the Bills lost the game because they gave up 29 unanswered points. You're not going about it because of one pass interference call. But the Bills got the break, and the next play they capitalized.
Yeah, Jenna, that's the part that can't be pushed aside, right? I mean, we can say, yes, they came back and they won, but Josh Allen even admitted, like, they can't do those things consistently and get away with it. And I think that call really says they got away with it because the game very well could have ended right there on that fourth down pass.
I mean, that was a lucky call, let's be honest. Like, I don't think that would have happened in most other situations if you were trying to do it again. But I think sometimes, you know, what's the saying? It's better to be lucky than good. But you can't rely on that luck. And that was what was so shocking to me is when the Bills had this game and they were hitting their foot to the gas. And then to see the Bills' defense kind of crumble in that third quarter, the adjustments that the Rams made at half were huge. I mean, it went from Josh Allen having so much time to throw the ball. And then in the third and the fourth, Josh was scrambling, basically looked like for his life from Aaron Donald, just to see those adjustments that they made. But yeah, when it push comes to shove, look, that interception call, I agree with you, Mike. I don't know the accuracy of that, but on the other end, when it came down to it, the Bills got the call they needed and they were able to capitalize, but I would not say that call is going to happen much in the future for them.
Yeah, they were fortunate.
I thought it was interesting. For the second week in a row, the offense picked up the defense. And that's a good sign. But when do we start showing some concern? The Bills got ran over again, and then all of a sudden they got to pick apart. Jared Goff got rolling and picked him apart in the second half. The Rams did whatever they wanted to. And for how good Matt Milano played in that first half, they just avoided him. Yeah. And they picked on everybody. Trey White got picked on. There was some concern, I think, with how the Bills' defense is playing.
Yeah, and Tremaine Edmonds, Jenna, I mean, I know he's not 100%, but he had a rough day today, and when you start adding those things together and a good offense like the Rams have, the Bills are going to see a lot of these over the next few weeks. I know they're 3-0. I know everybody's excited, but every Bills fan knows it's not perfect. And in the strange way, we're worried more about the defense than the offense.
I know we were talking about it in the press box. Like, I never thought I would really see the day when we were waiting and saying that, you know, the Bills defense needs to pick it up. Normally that's the cornerstone of this team, and you're just hoping the Bills offense squeaks out enough points to get by. But that's definitely something that I think, there might, I don't want to say panic, but that's definitely a turn of, okay, maybe there's some serious issues. Like you said, Tremaine Edmonds coming back today, didn't have a great day. I thought Matt Milano played pretty well, but It's interesting, and I know that Sean McDermott, obviously being a defensive type of guy, I expect, and I'm curious to see what changes they will make, if any, because this is a team and a unit that overall for these last couple of years has been the mainstay of this team.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Earlier this week, Ed Oliver said it was uncharacteristic that the Bills defense gave up 28 points to Miami. I wonder what he's going to say when he says they gave up 32 to the Rams, including 29 in the second half. I won't ask him. I'm way too scared.
You know what we all are? We're nitpickers. We're nitpickers, right? Sorry, Bills fans. I know you're excited. You're 3-0.
Yeah.
You are 3-0. There are issues. I think they can fix the issues on defense. They've got a lot of talent on defense. But teams used to be a little, I won't say afraid of the Bills defense, but they knew, and you better hold the opponent to 20 points because the Bills aren't going to give up a lot. And now we've seen Fitz do this. Goff was great in that second half, and you didn't want there to be more than 15 seconds when that game ended with the way the Bills defense was playing.
Well, I think it's funny. We talked about last year, Josh making that next step to be a playoff caliber quarterback. The Bills in general taking the next step, and with that comes higher expectations. They're expected to make the playoffs. They're expected now to do bigger things.
Yeah.
So the expectations that we all have are higher.
Yeah.
And that you're now going to be graded as if a championship contender team, and championship contending teams don't give up 30 points in 2 games in a row.
All right, Jenna, we'll let you close this out. What did you think? I got there the opening game. What did you think being there in that empty stadium watching this game today? What was it like for you?
I will say my heart rate has finally come back down, but it was one where, during the third quarter in particular, we were all talking about how much the crowd probably would have had an impact. And maybe the game wouldn't have gone in such a direction that it did, just to have the Bills kind of feed off some of the energy from Bills Mafia. But, when the Bills were out on the field in warmups, it didn't seem that weird because we're used to seeing that. But then once the kickoff happened, it was definitely a weird type of experience. But I can report that there is music going on and people are partying right outside the stadium. So in terms of that, all is normal there.
All right, we thank Jenna for her report from Orchard Park. For Dan Fates, I'm Mike Catalano. Thanks for watching. Remember, the Buffalo Plus page and the Buffalo Plus YouTube page. Make sure you like and subscribe,
just
like everybody else is doing. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.